Good morning. Welcome to Natasha Makes. It's Tuesday. It's a bit murky and grey here, not going to lie. It's a bit horrible. So we are thrilled to be in the studio and making today. And today I have got all sorts of goodies for you. I've got corks, I've got tapestries. A lot of this is the last of it. So if you've been on the fence, umming and ahhing about whether or not you need it in your life, now is the time to decide. Do you need it? Do you not? It's fine either way. And decide if you want it in your life. So we've got cork, we've got Lisa Chandler, we have got water repellent William Morris fabrics. I've got all sorts of goodies for you. We've used cork a huge amount over the last few months. I mean, I was just pulling some of the makes that we've used it in and it's become a real staple in what we use, because for me it's far easier than PU. I like that it's not plastic. I really like that. I love its natural look. I love its ability to be able to sew with. It's so easy to use. I love the different textures and effects that you can get. I love everything about it. So these are just some of the items that we have made with it. I've also got some velvet bundles for you. I've got all sorts of goodies. So yes, the set looks absolutely rammed this morning, and with good reason, because it is. So let's take a little look at what we've got. Because I've also got some last ofs on special deals, all sorts. Gemma is still loading some of them, but there's a lot there. So let's say hello to everybody, see if everybody's okay, because that's important to know too. Where are we this morning? Am I live? Am I live? Am I live? Yes, I am. Look at that. Ah, people are joining. Good morning, Jane. Oh, you're on your travels, so catch up later. That's absolutely fine. Claire's here. This is deceiving. It says that Jane Alcock is. She's here. She's in the other room, checking I haven't forgotten anything. Good morning, Natasha. Got a second-hand sewing machine for Adam, and the timing is out. If I can fix a dishwasher, I don't doubt your ability with that, Claire, at all. Nikki's here, morning. Oh, working, so almost more than I see. Guys, you know you can always watch these back. These don't go anywhere. They're always on Facebook. They're always on YouTube, or you can access them on our Natasha Makes website as well. They are always there, always with a link to where you can buy anything that you see on the show. So it doesn't matter when you watch it, you can always come back and view again. That is the beauty of technology these days. It's a beautiful thing, a really, really beautiful thing. So, shall we have a little... Oh, morning, Ginny. Just back from breakfast with my granddaughter and taking my dog with me in her cage in the car for the first time. These are important steps. These are important steps. I remember when I first bought Mabel back from the breeder where I bought her, she threw up everywhere in the car, and I thought, oh no, she's going to have to do a lot of motorway driving with me. But you know what? She's such a joy and a delight in the car. She just settles down. I don't know she's there. Just don't know she's there. She's a fabulous little co-pilot. Morning, Joe. Back from a hollybobs. Dogs are worn out. Do you know what? I have to say, Ruben and Mabel, they had a weekend in the woods, on the beaches, at festivals, all sorts. They had a really busy weekend. And I was like, what's wrong with Ruben yesterday? I'm like, he's just tired. He's just tired. Brenda's here. Hello, Brenda. Marilyn, good morning. Gabriel, good morning. Ginny, yeah, it's important. It's very important. Now then, who else have we got with us? Oh, what's Gemma saying? Oh, she's got a photo of our lovely new makes. We've got all sorts of bundles. There's some rustling on the mic since we went live. Is that any better? Thing is, it's got to be connected to me somehow. Right that way. See if it prefers me that way. Oh, I don't know. I can't get these things right. You're rustling even more now. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, let's give that a go. Shall we have a look then at what we've got? Shall we? Let's take a look. So, bundles today. Some are last chance to buy. if we have a look at some of the things that we've made, so this was kind of like the man bag thing that we made the other day. We didn't call it a man bag. What do we call? We called it something else, but that's basically the man bag. And then we've got the showstopper. This was a massive one. I think we sold the other one that we made of these in the fabric that we've got on offer for you today. But yeah, that was a really good one. Yeah. So all of these patterns available at Natasha Makes. A lot of them as digital downloads. And then I've got some bundles for you today with rivet handles in. But if you want to make your own, then you can out of cork. And we do the rivet bundles. If you want to change the colour of your rivets, then you can. And if you want to make them out of cork, then there's a pattern for your rivet handle bag. If you just want to have a cork bottomed bag, and actually let's just have a little look at this, because this was a bag I made years and years and years and years and years ago. Gosh, we haven't even had this Lisa fabric for such a long time. It's interfaced, or we haven't even had the quilted cork. I can't get that anymore. But this I did with H640. And it's soft and it's floppy, and that's absolutely fine. But if you want a bag to have its own texture, stamina, everything else, then can I just show you the difference between Styleville Fix as an interfacing and H640. Neither's wrong, neither's right. It's just down to personal preference. This gives a much softer finish. And that's absolutely fine. This gives a far more textured, structured finish. So whichever way round you want to work it, and this is why we don't put interfacing always in the bundles unless it's really vital. This is Styleville, this is H640, both with your cork bottoms. This is the rivet handle bag, this is your cork bottomed bag, but you could adjust, you could make that size.
Is your microphone catching on something? Is that making
No, it's not. But I don't know if it is back there on something. Don't know. Is it still making that funny noise?
It's like a creak. It's like really weird. It's not very loud.
Is it an ongoing creak?
Yeah, it's like when you move it. So I don't know if it's catching the handle when you move the handles. Maybe I don't know.
Is it me? Am I creaking? Might be me, Jane. Haven't oiled myself this morning. Oh no. I don't know what to say about that. Honestly, every day throws up a different technical issue, doesn't it? And it wasn't doing that when we sound checked this morning. Anyway, cork bottom bag if you like the size of that, or if you want to go for something slightly smaller, then that is the rivet handled bag there. Again, just for your preferences. There we go. And then, let me show you then those bundles. You know, and you've got so much to show people and you don't know where to start. Okay, let's start here. I'm going to put this out of the way because this is my show prep. And let's show you this. So, this is the fabric that I made my showstopper out of. And Gemma's got a whole load of this to make blinds in her downstairs toilet out of, actually. We've got 6 of these in 2 metre lengths. And then they're gone. Gemma's going to put that on a really special price for you. So if you would like this, they're rather fabulous, aren't they, all these monkeys? If you would like that, then that is going to be on a special offer. I've 6 of those when they are up and running. Okay. In terms of cork, for most of these bags, a fat quarter would be enough because it's really quite sizable. Obviously, if you're doing the messenger bag, the messenger man bag, then you are going to need a full ½ metre. But for things like certainly the bags that we've just seen today, and the cutout bag as well. This is another lovely one. And this one, gosh, we did this quite a long time ago. I love this one, it just goes there. So again, we've done all sorts. So grab yourself your fat quarters and then you know you've got enough. Or if you want more, so we've done these as fat quarter bundles with silver and gold fleck. Because we're getting down to the last of our cork now. I've got 1/2 metre of the large grain cork. That's it. The large grain cork looks like that. That's your large grain cork. I've got 1/2 metre. The rest has gone into kits. I have got 2/2 metres left of the gold. They are pre-cut, so if you want to be the person that gets that, then do. And I've only got 10 bundles of these fat quarters. That's that. It's just worth having, and then all of your options are there. Now, if you want, last week we made these, and this is my jumbo pocket rocket. So you can put your iPad in there, and then you've got all your different places to put that, your computer in there. If you do have a bigger computer, you can just make it wider, by the way. And then I still need to put the thing on there, but this is this cork, which is more textured. It's the darker grain one. This we do have cut to order by the 1/2 metre. So if you know that you're going to be doing multiple projects, or you just love this extra textured finish, then we do still have that. That is the one that we do have more stock of. It was the last one in, so we still have some more of that. And that is the one, if you want a metre or whatever, that is the one to go for. I love, 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 love that one. Okay, so if you are wanting to make the rivet bag or the cork bottomed bag in any way, this was the closest that we could come to that bundle that you've seen. So you have got a fat quarter of the gold sparkle cork, which just looks incredible with the gold on Lisa's fabrics. And then you've got here, this is your flowering gum leaf. So that is what we used here to line this bag. So you've got a similar colourway, and that will make a similar bag to this. And here you've got your rivets. Now, I do have a little box of rivets that you can buy, the screw-in rivets, which kind of upgrade your riveting experience, and they've got different colours. So if you want to match and have gold rivets, then I would really recommend getting one of those. And once you get going with your rivets, you're going to make so many different bags with them, probably with handles out of cork, which brings the price down. But if you want to either have this in your stash, and make the bag and the handles out of cork, then do. But I think I've only got 3 of these. It was really limited actually by the handles. But there is that bundle. Now, I've got so many bundles. If you wanted to buy any of the corks and make something really rather fabulous, I loaded these yesterday. Gemma loaded these yesterday. You've got a 60 centimetre piece of Lisa's project panel and a 60 centimetre piece here of the Hampton stripe. Now, if Izzy or Jane are listening, in the hall, on top of my sample boxes, not the samples ready for the shows, my Lisa Chandler sample boxes, next to the sideboard, there is a bag, I forgot to bring it in, made out of this and this. Just to give you an idea of what that looks like, because I really love this combination. Again, I've got a few of these. They were listed yesterday with a little discount on. It's just another option. You might want to put cork on the bottom. You might just want to make it just as a normal bag. If we're going on that route, then let's have a look. I did have this colourway. Oh, thanks, Jane. Yeah.
So it's still warm.
It has been sat on in the past by the cat, this one, yeah. So that's, if you wanted to work the Hampton bag, then that's what it's going to look like if you're going for this bundle, and that's it. We store all sorts. This is such a roomy one. If you, I don't know if you ever did, we've got some more kits coming soon of these, but they will be the last one. These will be on tomorrow's show. That's your nesting pouch. Anyway, we digress because that's tomorrow's show. We have got, if you want to, yeah, that's the fabric that was used for that. We've got so much on today's show. Just so much, just so much. That's tomorrow's show. I'll put that to the side for tomorrow. But yes, if you wanted to make that cork bag, but in this colourway, then you've got this. We went with, I tried it with the flowering gum and it wasn't quite right. This just brightened it. You've got your gold fleck cork there, and then you've got your handles there, your brown handles. So that's going to be, I think this is also a really, really good colour if, you know, it's not going to show the dirt as much, is it? So you can really use it without fear, without worry. It's all good. That's another bundle that we've got for you. Got slightly more of that. And then I couldn't resist, okay? This is the last bundle because I had a few of the navy handles left. I've only got, I think it's 3 or 4 of these bundles and that's it. I've got one bundle without the handle. So this is, because this just goes so beautifully, this is the gingham. We sold out of the gingham bundles. We had gingham and spot last week with, so this is a tilde gingham, and we had a tilde spot, and we had, this is the Estee McLeod fabric, it's called Cosmo, and we absolutely love it. So here you've got your, this isn't a gold fleck, this is your large grain cork. So you've got a long quarter of, no, you haven't, you've got a fat quarter, sorry, a fat quarter of your cork. You've got a 1/2 metre of your tilde, 1/2 metre of your Estee. I mean, you can start to build this bag up already, can't you? And how beautiful that's going to be. And then you've got your blue handles there. I've got 3 of these, but it's going to be a special one. And then one bundle without the handles, because we'd sold out. It's as simple as that. Also, on the bundle front, I've done you a very special bundle here. This is $14.99 for 2 meters of fabric. You've got 1 meter of your zebras, and this is extra wide as well. So this is 56 inches wide, I believe. And if I just show you that, you've got to see this on a close-up because it's just really, really fun. Look at them. So you've got 1 meter of our normal black cotton, and then you've got 1 meter of this wider width zebra cotton as well. I have got 3 of those, and that's it. But $14.99 for 2 meters of fabric, and yes, and yes. Now, I've only got 3 of these as well. If you loved our 30 centimetre bags, and here they are, and you open them up, and you've got that beautiful, beautiful fabric inside. So velvet on the outside, and your cotton lawn on the inside. Well, it's actually a percale, and that's your frame. I've got 3 of those. I've got 6 more of just the beautiful Parisian velvet and the percale fabric, or persal. Is it persal? Can't remember. But you've got dragons and peacocks on this. So you've got your dragons coming down there. You've got your peacocks there. But if you want the bundle to make the bag, then I've got 3 of those. And if you just want the bundle with the velvet and that. And you can make all sorts of beautiful things with this. You could easily do something like our velvet pouches, and you'd have your percale in there. Little hint of a dragon. And you'd have your drawstring folded velvet pouch. That's a winner. Absolute winner. So we've got those bundles for you today as well. I did tell you there was a lot on the show, didn't I? But these are the lasts of them. Talking of the lasts of, here we go. These are our water repellent canvas. They're a wider, broader thing. You want to use your weave, that's what I'm saying there. You want to use your pinking shears with these, okay, so that they don't fray, just because they're that, they're not as finely woven. It's just, you can see it's bigger threads. So I've got 2 metre pieces of the pink. I've got 2 metre pieces of the red. I've got 1 of the green, and I've got 2 of the blue. There were some bolt ends of each as well. But these are on a special price for you. They are the last ones. That's all we have of that fabric. You can spill your water on, it just dribbles off. It's no bother at all. So this was, well, actually probably the best thing we've bought for this summer, because let's face it, it's nothing but rain. So you can do your outdoor fabrics, furnishings, kneeling pads, whatever it is that you want to make out of these. They are water repellent, which is great. Now, if we're going to talk water repellent fabric, this is a kit that we did a little while ago. This is my essential wash bag, okay? We sold out of the willow fabric. This again is a water repellent fabric, William Morris water repellent. So here's the thing. I've done you kits. This is the last of the golden lily with that water repellent fabric. And I'm kicking myself because I made myself one of these and I left it in Cornwall. There's a photo of it on Facebook though if you want to see it. So you've got the cork, you've got the lining fabric, you've got your water resistant so that you can make that wash bag. I've only got, I think, 6 of these left as bundled like that. That was on your Friday deals, so you've had chance to get those. But if you want this water repellent fabric, I did buy a whole new roll for you. So you can build your own bundle. You can buy this by the ½ metre. And why not pop it with our gorgeous cork? And you can build your own bundle with that. This is available. You can either get our silver and gold in fat quarter forms, or you can get this ½ metre bundle here. And you can do a ½ metre of that. You can pop a ½ metre of that. And you can create any of the things. Maybe you're going to make a bag and you want it to be waterproof and wipe proof and all that kind of stuff. It's entirely up to you. But I'm not going to be getting this back in again. So when it is gone, it is gone. That's all I can tell you on that one. Ooh. And it is sliding away. So that's that bundle. Now, lots of you went crazy for the tidy up truck. I've got leftover Tilda fabrics and all sorts in there. Ooh. We've had bunnies in here, we've had all sorts in our tidy up truck. I've got these littered now throughout the house. Emily's got them for her toys, we've got them with flip-flops, we've got them for all sorts of goodies. And I have got for you the last of the bundles of the tapestry fabric and things for those. So first off, actually this isn't tapestry fabric, but this is the last of like a linen one. It was sold as a poplin, but it's more of like a linen texture. This is from Severnberry, and I've put that with khaki. I've only got one of those, and then it's gone. But I thought that would actually make a really lovely tidy up trug. I have got, and again the quantities on these, ignore, they're wrong. This is called Little Carnival. So you'd line it in the blue, that's your tapestry, and then you've got your cork. These are long quarters of cork because that's what this pattern calls for. So these are for your tidy up trugs, but you know, you can make other things with them. You can make bags and things with them as well. Now, this is your spectrum. I know we sold some of these at the weekend. So we have got either 4 or 5 of these. This is with your apple. Now, I just want to show you it with the apple. It's such a hard one to photograph, but it is absolutely that green. Absolutely that green. And then with that cork, I just love these kits. And this is the last of the kits. We have no more of these. That's it then. That's it, that's done. For now anyway. For the foreseeable, that's it. And then I've also got it with the blue lining as well. So you've got, and this is with your fine grain cork. This is the last of the fine grain, which has been incredibly popular. Large grain I have got, now this is the first time that I've done the golden lily as the tapestry with a long quarter of your large grain, and I've done it with slate. We also have it, and these are all pre-cut and ready to go. I've also got it with cardinal there, and you can see how that picks out the reds in the design there. So it's just personal preference. If you love a blue or whatever, you might go for the blue. If you love reds, then you might go for that. They are the last ones of that. Oh, whilst I was rummaging, by the way, I found one more duo of the Kaufman. I've got one of those. That's it. But works beautifully with the gold fleck cork. Just gorgeous because you've got all of that gold metallic in there. I don't know why that was on the side, but yeah, it's there and it's there to be had. And then here, these flew out. We did these on an incredible bargain. They're a linen, they've got a sparkly star in there, and you can get a trio of those. I've only got one left. So again, one of those. It is really making sure that we're clearing as we go. That's the thing. Now, today, do you want to see what we're making today? This is such a lovely, easy make. Now, you might notice that this has got a little heart popper on. So I think that kind of gives us a little bit of a hint as to who has taken ownership of this bag, and the fact that it has a very small strap to it might give it away. But then when you open it up, you've got this big pop of this dinosaur. Emily is so excited to get this bag. So excited. We're all excited. What can I say? But today I want to make a grown-up version, okay, that doesn't have a little heart popper. I mean, it could. It really could, but it's not going to. All right, and this is a really, really easy make. Fat quarter of your cork, that's why we've got the fat quarter of cork for you, or maybe you want to buy more because you're going to make more, then that's absolutely fine. But this is it. This is what we're making today. It's roomy. I'm going to do the handle a little differently, okay, for my grown-up going out type version. And it's up to you as to how you want to do your version. Okay, so shall we, without further ado, shall we have... And it is pretty simple. So this is what we're making. Put that there. And this is what we need. So I'm going to work with some Lisa Chandler and some gold fleck cork. Da, 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 da. Yay! And I've got some interfacing. Again, that's optional. This has been interfaced, but just with a medium weight, and it just gives it enough structure. It's still easy to sew through, which is great. I really, really love it. And you're going to start by on the back of your cork. Now, had I done this the other way, yeah, I could have done this the other way if I was actually thinking about it, but I wasn't. So I could have got at least 2 out of my fat quarter of cork. But of course I didn't. That would spin and fit in that way. What was I thinking? I clearly was not. So yeah, I could fit 2 out of my fat quarter if I'd not been so ridiculous about how I've put it on. But you're going to draw a rectangle and then add on these side wings. Okay, so it's a very, very simple pattern that you don't need a template or anything else to draw. You do your rectangle and then you do your wings, and all of that, all of those measurements and everything, that's all in your pattern. So it's super, super easy, okay? And then we're just going to cut this out. I'm kicking myself a bit now. So if you've not worked with cork, I would really urge you to give it a go. It's so much fun. It really is. And while I'm cutting, I'm just making sure that the bottom of my ruler is in line. I'm going to move this across. So I'm always keeping this nice and level along the bottom there. And then coming down here. I'm not going to go all the way to the end. I'm going to get some scissors out in there. But with your scraps, you can make things like the triangle one zip wonder, pyramid one zip wonder pouch. That works. There's all sorts of stuff you can do with your scraps. We've done so many different things. We've done pencil cases, we've done all sorts of goodies. We've covered books, we've done all sorts. I need some scissors, I need some scissors. I'm purposely not looking at Facebook because I know what you lot are going to be saying about the shape of this. Let's just say it looks like a rocket and leave it at that, shall we? But either way, you're going to pop it onto your interfacing. And the beautiful thing about the cork is that you can use that then as your template. And you can draw around it. Now, when I use the Tula Pink fabric, which is the dinosaurs, I use gift wrapped. When I use that, I did fussy cut it, and I will fussy cut it, but I use this to fussy cut. Okay, so I'm just going to turn my iron on. And again, if you want to cut, if you want to snip it with your scissors, whatever's easiest for you. I tend to do like the side bits with scissors and then just up the sides a little bit. And then the rest can all be done with a rotary cutter, which quite frankly is easier. But if this is your first foray into cork, give it a go. It's just a lot of fun. So all you need is a fat quarter of fabric, a fat quarter of cork, a fat quarter of H6105, H6104. It's a medium weight interfacing. Should you wish, you don't even really need that. It's up to you. Okay. And what we're going to do now is on my Lisa Chandler fabric, which is really rather gorgeous, I'm going to find the bit that I want to use. Now, if you are fussy cutting, you might want to use a half meter, because actually it might be that I want to have that when it folds open, that is what I see. it might be. In which case, you know, that's what we're going to look at. So, and again, you can mark. Let's mark on the back of this. You can do that with a pen that is just going to erase. You can find your halfway mark there if you want to fussy cut. So when I'm going to adhere this onto the back of my fabric, that's my centre line, that's my centre line of that design, and I'm going to make sure that that is in place there, so that when that flap it's Ruben snoring again, sorry everyone. And I'm going to use my magic pins, because my magic pins I can press and they won't melt, which is great, which just gives me then the chance to then just flip this and press it. Put that there. So let's just get this iron on the go. There is something otherwise that just when you flip your fabric, it can quite easily move that interfacing and that spacing on the interfacing. Now I'm working with my travel iron today because all my Poltees have broken. That's 3 now that have broken. I'm so upset with them. So upset with Polte about this. And I'm not spending 80 quid on another one, quite frankly, to have it break again. So I'm working with my Aliso, and lots of you bought these when we had them in stock. They were really hard to get in. Tula Pink is doing a version now. If I can get hold of some of those. They're rather lovely. And there will be special edition ones. I'll have to see if they're still available. There we go. So just interfacing. If we want to curve, by the way, if we want to curve our top flap, then we can do that at any point now. So this is working now as the template. So we're just going to cut this out. And again, just with your scissors. Snip into there. Ruben, you are so snoozy today. My Great Dane is snoring away in the corner. There we go. So what we now have, and you can neaten up that, and neaten up that. And if you want to, then you can go back in and just press and really make sure that everything has adhered as you wish. Oh yeah, so I was just saying, with the irons, I'm just holding fire because I can't remember if it's next week or the week after. Gary DeBrick is in from Dukey. He is bringing us the machines that we have left, because you guys have already been having a good old go on those Dukey machines. The ones that have been on the shows, so they've been out of a box, then they've been maybe used for less than an hour, and then they've been re-serviced and sold with a full guarantee, but it means that you're getting hundreds off the cost of those Dukey machines. So if you are someone that's maybe looking for a Dukey machine, then brilliant, make the most of those offers. But he's bringing us some of the Dukey irons. They're industrial irons. He's like, right, Tash, this will sort your iron-based problem. Brilliant. I like my iron-based problem. If he could also find my curved corner cutter from Creative Grids, that would also be fabulous as well, because I've blinking lost it. So that's slightly annoying. But I'm just going to curve my corners. Fiskars circle cutter, also useful right here. In fact, if you want to, because sometimes with curves it can just be a little bit tricky to get them exactly the same. So I tend to just double them up. And then you know you've got them the same both sides. Okay, so we've got with our outer and we've got our lining. And they will go right sides together like that. Now before we go any further, we're going to need some of our quilters washaway tape. You know I love quilters washaway tape. So much so I've lost it. What have I done with that? Where have I put that? I've just had a new delivery of it as well, because we were running very low. Ah, here it is. Never far away. Right, so I'm going to run along the bottom here, a line of tape along the bottom. And the same on the back here. So we want to take that tape off. And just fold that back. And use that tape as a guide, as that 1/4 inch guide. It's really, really handy. And what I'm going to say to you is, you can see that's not sticking terribly well. I mean, it is a bit, but not as well as I would like it to. Get some warmth on there. It activates, reactivates the glue in there. It's meant to be a temporary fix. It's not meant to be permanent, but if you add some extra warmth through there, you can just see that's not adhered properly either, then that does reactivate the glue and gives it much more stick and hold. So you can see now that's sitting nicely there. Same here with your cork. Now if you want to use a pressing mat or anything, just to make sure, I've got some on order actually for those of you using cork that don't want to apply heat directly to it, and that's absolutely fine. But you can see, because that's going to need just a little bit of warmth, just to activate that glue a little bit. And then we're going to go right sides together. Now we're going to take our seam line from the cork. So it doesn't matter if this fabric is showing through a little bit here and there. That really doesn't matter. I'm not worried about that at all. And I'm going to pop a couple of little clips along here just to hold that down. Let's ease that out there so that is sitting all nicely. I use alligator clips. I know a lot of you know I use alligator clips. It just gives me that longer reach and hold on a project, which I really like. There we go. And I'm going to sew around all the way around. I'm not going to sew along this bottom line, but I'm going to sew all the way along my rockets, as I'm going to call it now. It's my rockets. Yes, yes, yes. Now, what seam allowance you use is entirely up to you. I'm going to go with 1/4 of an inch. Oh, hang on. Cancel that. Quarter of an inch. I'm going to increase my stitch length to about 2.4. I'm going to start slightly on, and then I'm going to reverse back. Because with the best will in the world, there are a few layers there. So I'm going to start on and reverse it off, and that is just somehow easier. I'm just going to sew around. If on those corners you cannot eyeball 1/4 of an inch, and that's absolutely fine, by the way, if you're not there yet. You will get there if you sew enough, but if you're not, you can always draw it on before you start sewing. So I'm just keeping the edge of my foot in alignment there around that corner. And again, you might want to use a larger seam allowance. That is also absolutely fine, but be consistent. That's all I would say. And you can see I'm not using a walking foot. I'm not using anything special to work with cork. So please do give it a go. It's such a lovely medium to work with. I cannot recommend it enough. And then onto the end there, backwards and forwards, and then off we go. Now, we're going to get our pinking shears out so that we can cut round there, run in front of the camera. Okay, and I just want to have a quick check, make sure that both my curves look sort of the same. You don't have to curve it, by the way. You don't have to curve it. Or you could, if you wanted to, you could just do a V. You could shape that flap however you wanted. Someone said to me when they saw my make on Facebook, she's like, oh, well, it looks really plain with just the cork. I was like, actually, that's what I really like about it, because then you open it up and you get that surprise of what's in there. But this is the beauty. This is a recipe. You know, you will add more spice or whatever. And if you want to add a little pop of extra colour with some fabric or whatever, you do that. This is just my take on it. I'm taking the bulk out of those inside corners. So I snip into it. So yeah, you know, make these patterns your own in terms of how you make them. Make to sell, brilliant. Just don't sell the pattern itself. That's all I would ask. And then on those corners there, just taking the bulk out. And if you've loved this make, please do share it on social media. You know, you might not be in a position to buy from us all the time, and that's absolutely fine. But if you can just share this video and get it wider seen, then that helps us too. It helps us stay on air for you. Because obviously we don't get paid to do these videos. Right. Check you've caught everything on this side. Yes, we're all happy. Excellent. Good. And then turn it through. Love, love, love this gold cork. Just giving it that extra bit of decadence. Up into those corners. Called these the wings, so you'll know what I'm talking about with the terminology if you get this pattern. And just ease out those seams. Make sure you're happy with them. Again, give them a jolly good press from the fabric side, I would suggest. So we've given that a good press. Copy those corners, those curves. So you can start to see that when that's my flap, and that will open up and I'll get that beautiful bit of Lisa print, because this is how this works. Okay. Just love it. You have to excuse me, I just want to get this curve the same as much as I can. You can manipulate your curve a little bit after it's sewn and get that the same. Okay, so if you are going in with webbing and you're going to use webbing, then you will insert one side here, 1/4 of an inch in from the side, and the other side there, 1/4 of an inch from the side, okay? And then sew that closed. I'm going to use slightly different. So I'm going to use a chain. Like I say, I told you I was going to make this more grown-up one, and so on my sides, what I will be adding will be my D-rings. And I don't need to add those yet. I mean, I can do if I want. And these are available. I've got a few sets of these with D-rings, D-ring rivets. They are, okay? And so I'm just going to sew along there. And then I can pop my D-ring rivets in now, or I can wait until the end to do it, which is probably easier. So I'm just going to top stitch along there now. Got a bit crowded in my machine. So I'm going in with about 1/8 of an inch. And you can see, because I didn't start on, there we go. It just got a little bit stuck on the bolt. Now, this is the next bit, and it's really, really easy. Okay. So that's closed up the front of my bag, no problem. You'll go through and you'll snip all the excess threads off at the end. So now I'm going to take each side and I'm going to flip that wing up. So this bit here flips to there. And you can clip it in place. And this wing will then also clip up to there. Now you can clip those in advance. You want to make these edges in line, and you can check, yeah, they're level. All is good. And all you're going to do is top stitch down there and down there. Super, super, super easy. Okay. About 1/8 of an inch. And like I say, any extra threads, you'll snip those off afterwards. I've got my sewing length, stitch length at about 2.4. You can go 2.6 if you wish. But I think we can agree that this is probably the easiest sewn gusset known to man. So now you're going to lift this and you're going to line those edges there, and we'll sew up those edges. And we'll do the same on this side. It might be best just to do one at a time, but if you want to just check that everything is going to line up. That's too big of a clip. That's going to look so gorgeous. And if you are feeling brave, if you're feeling brave, then you can sew round all in one go. So you'll sew there, and then you'll sew all the way around the top, and then down that side. If you're feeling brave, then go for that. Let's do that, shall we? Shall we feel brave? Let's do it. Okay. And I'm top stitching. I'm about 1/8 of an inch. And you don't have to start right on that corner where all the bulk is. You really don't. At that, where I go over, that is going to be a point of pressure. So I have just gone over my stitches there. And then I'm just top stitching around the top of the bag. Double checking that yes, I am nicely aligned as I come down this side. Again, as I go onto that front part of the bag, just making sure that I reinforce that stitch, hoping my bobbin hasn't run out. Oh, bobbin chicken, yes. I think I'm going to have to replace that bobbin in a minute. However, what I do now have is this, okay? If you have got one of these, and we had them on as a Friday deal, this is just excellent. And again, you can apply a small amount of heat to your cork. It's okay, but you can get your hand in there and you can give that a little press. And this is really why I bought these for bag making, to get in on those little snippy bits. Now, if you want to, you can just leave it like that, flip over and you're done. But actually what we're going to do is, you can see from there, we're going to go up from that fold and just finger press it, pop in a clip. And the same over here. Now, if you don't want your bag to be as deep, then don't make your wings as wide. It's really as simple as that. The reason that I made the wings as wide as I have done on this, and if you wanted to sew along the bottom there as well, then you can. But like I say, if you and that then gives you that front piece really neatly. You don't have to sew along there. That's entirely up to you. I would really recommend that you sew down the front two sides there, because that's going to give you that gusset. You don't have to sew along that bottom piece there if you don't wish. But I will in this case, and I'll show you the difference between sewing it and not sewing it. It's entirely up to you. So we're going to sew it down and along and then back up with just top stitching here. Okay, nothing difficult. And you can really manipulate your cork. I'm not going to risk it. I've just seen my bobbin and gone, no, that is not enough. That you see, that's not going to be enough to do it. So bear with me, caller, whilst I just redo my bobbin. I lose track of how many people have used it. If you've got the NX or the UX8 from Dukey, of course, then you've got the bobbin reminder. It tells you when you're getting low so that you don't do this. So if you have a Dukey and you love it, pop in the comments, because there are going to be those people that are on the shelf, on the wall, on the side, having a think about whether or not to go for a Dukey machine. I love my Dukey machines. All of my machines now are Dukey, apart from my 60-year-old, gosh, it must be nearly 70-year-old Singer, which was my grandmother's. And apart from my antique Singers, all of my machines are Dukey. They all are. I just love them. So let's take this around, rethread everything. I meant to put a new, I did mean to put a new needle in and then didn't. So there's going to be a few little threads just to snip off, and obviously it helps if you don't start sewing and then forget. So you're going to go down one side. Now, I'm not going to recommend that you sew across the bottom, because you would have to, well, I mean you can, but I would come off it first and then sew along the bottom. But I'd sew your sides first. Get those sewn. And then if you want to, but just in doing that, what you've got now is that shape. You've got those gussets. So if you do want to then sew along the bottom, then by all means do it. But it's not necessary, is what I'm saying. It's really not necessary at all. And that is effectively the pouch already done. Do you know, I don't really think I need to sew along there. It's up to you. You can if you want. I don't think I'm going to. Change my mind. I'm not going to. But I am going to start snipping off these threads just to neaten it up a little bit. I need to get some really good little snips. I don't know where they've all gone. They just disappear in this house. I end up trimming the dog hair and stuff like that. So this is what we've got now. Had we put the webbing in, then that would come out of those side bits there. Like that. And you've got enough space with your seam allowance to allow those to come out quite easily there. And then, if you'd have done that, then all you need to do is put your popper in and you are good to go. So that's one version, but we're not going to do that. We're going to make this into an adult posh bag. Posh bag. So we're going to put these on the side. And you can just fold that to find that centre part. And I'm going to measure down 1/2 inch. And we'll just put that into there. Now the screws for these are not big at all. If you've got one of those tools where you can wallop it and make a little hole, then that's always very, very easy. Otherwise, what works really well, if I can find it, is just a leather cutter. A leather hole maker. And what have I done with mine? Because that is such a useful little tool. And I've put mine somewhere useful. Oh no. What have I done with it? What have I done with it? Otherwise, we're going in with this. Now, I was saying to you earlier, if you really annoy me now. If you do want to upgrade your rivets and the like, then you can. And we do various bundles for that. So let's have a look at what we'll be fitting into. If that's going to be too big, that might be too big. Have I got a smaller one? I've got somewhere an entire collection. Ah, here we go. This is what I want. Because that's a smaller size. Yeah, that's even better. And I'm just going to put that on there. Give it a little hammer. So not enough of a hammer. Go back in, give it a little bit more of a hammer. And you can start to just get that hole out. It normally sends the dogs absolutely crazy. Where are my pokey tools? Pokey, pokey, pokey tools. I've lost everything this morning. What have I done with them all? Otherwise, you've got this kind. Oh, there we go. That's done it. And then you pop a screw in there. You can just start to screw that in. But of course, because we are who we are, we have a little tool for that. Again, somewhere in one of my bags, usefully. Is it in that bag? Is it in this tool bag? Lots of different pencil cases. Is it in that one? Oh, now, come on. What have I done with it? This one or this one? No, it's not in that one. What have I done with my little multi-tool? These things are brilliant. I'm never without it normally. Oh, here it is. If you haven't got one of these, they are brilliant. They've got lots of different size heads, but what it means is that you can go in and just screw that into place. There. And we'll do the same on the other side. Look at me, I've got all the gadgets out now. So just mark that middle halfway mark. Check that that's gone through, yep. Normally that sends the dogs absolutely crazy. Those of you that did 12 days of Christmas with me last year, you've got one of these little tools. Because I know a lot of you don't like to sew frames and things in, so if I can ever find one that doesn't sew in a frame, then I will. So here we have gorgeous little side bits here. And you can do whatever length chain you like. And then all that is left to do is to secure that flap with whatever popper you wish. Let me get some of this rubbish out the way so that you can actually see what we've done here. I tried making a little dinky one as well. Once you know what you're doing, You can change the sizes up, do it however you like, which I just thought was fun. So let's pop those in there. And there you have it. So if you want to sew that down, you can. I'm not going to. And then you can just put your popper on there. And that is one rather lovely bag. You can fit your wallet in there, your phone in there. You can fit all sorts of goodies in there. It really is a very, very versatile make. But yeah, if you want the cork, you need to grab it now, because otherwise it's not going to be left, and I don't know when I'm going to get any more in stock. So that's today's show. I need to find the right fitting for that. But yeah, all of a sudden, actually, I've got a nice little evening bag there. It's good, eh? And then Emily has just got, she's got a little fun one that she can put all of her little bits in. And again, we measured that to her for the height that she is. The beauty of the chains is that you can change it up, and you can change the different lengths. You get 3 different lengths of chain there, so you can really change that up. But I've got that gold, you can see that giving a lovely glitter there. This one here is the large grain, and she's got a little heart snap on there. And I'm just going to see what fixings I fancy putting on there. Oh yeah, when you open it up, you've got that lovely pop of Lisa Chandler in there. So that's today's show. Grab it, enjoy. It is the Go all-in-one bag, or one-piece bag, or something like that. I can't remember what I called it now. I've slept and eaten since then. But it will be in the comments. However you choose to make it. Take care, everybody. Tomorrow we're working with scraps. Tomorrow we are going to make little things that we can make with scraps, so that if you are making for school fairs, it's that end of term, isn't it, where they all want things for school fetes and fairs and things like that. Or if you're just going on holiday and you just want to have a couple of quid hanging from your bag in a little pouch, so that you've got money for parking, ice creams, anything like that. It's that time of year, so we're going to make some gorgeous ones. So take care. Join me tomorrow, 10 o'clock, and I will see you then. But do make sure you make the most of these, because when they are gone, they are gone. Take care. Lots. Oh, hang on. Before I go, I've got comments. What? Cynthia says, greetings back from a long vacation where I broke my phone. Oh, that's no good. Claire's had a day off, so she's enjoying the show. Auntie Lizzie's there. Morning, Auntie Lizzie. And and Megan says, no doubt my Juki DX7, which is what I've been using today, is the best machine I have owned. Loving this bag. I think it will be a good make for our sale table at our quote show. Yes. Yes, yes. Oh, sorry, Auntie Lizzie. Yeah, just said jump to the door with all the bag in. There you go. Easy, quick, very efficient. You can get 2 out of a fat quarter with your cork. You'd need a half metre of fabric, but yeah, 2 out of a fat quarter of your cork. So get going, and thank you ever so much for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow here, 10 o'clock. Take care. Bye-bye.